Oh, not much. What's up? This? This is a French fry. No, not from McDonald's. From my kitchen. Yeah, it's good. You want to learn how to make it? Sure. Come on, I'll show you how. So the first thing you want to do is get you a potato. Now I'm going to show you this on a small scale, and you can use as many or as little potatoes as you want. You just have to upgrade the pot size depending on how many potatoes that you do use. So right now we're going to use one. The first thing I do is under hot water is I just like to scrub it out a little bit. Scrub some of that dirt off of it. Now it's time to cut up the potato. Basically what you want is fairly uniform pieces. They don't have to be perfect. They just need to be somewhat uniform. So what I normally like to do is cut right down the middle. Take one to the side and just start cutting it down the middle. Each piece down the middle and then slice them. Okay, now as you can see here, we have pretty uniform pieces. Now technically I guess you could fry them just like that, but what I like to do is just make them into smaller strips. Now you guys have to forgive me, I'm slow at this because I am not a chef. I am a propane salesman. And I am not going to go fast and end up cutting my fingers off. Okay, as you can see, we've got some good uniform pieces here. This is going to cook up real nice. Now, I know what you're saying. He left the peels on those. He didn't peel those potatoes. I like the peels. The peels do not bother me. If they bother you, go ahead and peel them. But it's really up to you. I'm going to cook them up right like this. This is how I like them. This is supposed to be how you like them. So if you don't like the peels, go ahead and cut them off. So, anyway, let's move on to the next step. What we have here is a pot of boiling water. I don't know how other people do it. Some people blanch theirs in oil at a lower temperature and then boost the temperature and fry them at a higher temperature. This is what works for me. This is what I like to do. So I am going to put my potatoes in the pot of boiling water, and I'm going to cook them just a little bit. By doing this, you will have fluffy on the inside, crispy on the outside, wonderful homemade French fries. If this isn't your cup of tea, by all means, do it your own way because you are the one that has to eat them. But this is the way I like to do it. So what we're going to let that do is come back to a boil, cook them for a little bit, drain them, dry them off, throw them in the oil, and then we'll be good to go. Now these don't have to boil for very long, but you do want them to be fork tender. So let's set that one out. Let's say just a little bit longer, and what we'll do is take the potatoes out, drain them in a sieve, and then lay them out on a clean tea towel, and you want to be able to pat all the water off of the surface. So what we'll do is let these cook just a little bit longer, and then I'll show you what I do to dry them. Okay, so I've got all the potatoes laid out. Now what I want to do is take my tea towel, bring it down just a little bit, and pat dry. You just want to get as much of that surface moisture off there as possible before it goes into the oil. Now speaking of oil, now would be a good time to start heating your oil up. You can use a deep fryer, or you can heat oil up on the stove, which is what I'm going to do. I'm sorry I don't know the right temperature. I usually just stick a fry down in there, and when it starts bubbling, that's how I know it's done, or it's ready to be used. So hopefully that helps. But anyway, let's get these moved over to the oil. Okay, now we're just going to put our fries in on a spider and dip them into the oil. Now the time is going to be Now the time is going to just be depending. I'm going to say between 2 and 3 minutes. Whenever it stops bubbling so much and they rise to the top and start floating and get golden brown, that's when you want to pull them. So what we'll do now is just wait for that, and then we'll be ready for the taste test. Okay, hopefully you can see this. The bubbling has slowed down. The fries have turned a nice golden brown, and they've floated to the top. So I believe it's ready now to take out. Let them cool for a little bit before you bite into them, and then we'll go on to the taste test. Well, there you have it. The best French fry you'll ever eat. Not because I made it, but because you made it at home. You didn't go drive-through and to get it. So, add some salt to taste, and then let's do the taste test. Perfectly fluffy on the inside, crispy on the outside. Salt gives it a nice finishing touch. Now that's a good French fry. The next time you're in the market for some French fries, give that a try. I promise you that it'll be much better than anything you'll get at any fast food joint. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.